Oh, hey guys, I'm sorry. Started getting this dab together when it was loading, and I guess I forgot what I was doing. I apologize. I'm just scooping a little dab together. I'm actually going to be doing a keef dab. Because we're going to get in some pretty heavy shit today, I guess. I got some shit that has been bothering me, and I ain't got nobody to talk to in my real life. Because whether you guys want to believe it or not, I don't have any fucking friends. I mean, like, I have, like, 2 friends, but, like, I still barely talk to my only 2 friends. So, I mean, that's just my life. It's the way I choose to live it. So I figured, hey, fuck it, why not? I'll talk to you today. I've never done it before. At least I don't think so. And, yeah, well, we're gonna have a heart-to-heart, I guess. We'll see what happens. I'm not very good at this kind of shit, so we'll see. But I'm gonna get a dab ready for our video. Well, I guess I'll start on that. Hold on one second. So obviously, from the title, if you can tell what my fucking video is about, it's not that hard to figure out. It's literally cannabis and my struggle with mental illness. So when people say mental illness, what kind of mental illness are you talking about? I mean, a lot of mental illness. So let me put it to you this way. I have had issues with, I guess, what you would call, like, depression and anxiety and bipolar disorder and shit since probably at least 7th grade is when it really started to affect the people around me. I probably had issues since before that, though, that were just untreated, unnoticed, and unresolved. And it went on for a very long time. I still struggle with these issues today. When I was in, I finally actually got some help, and I spoke up, and I admitted that I had an issue, because there were many years that I never ever told anybody about the issues I was having. And if anyone's ever paid attention on my channel, I don't even know if you can see them, but I have many scars on my body from self-harm, and many, many years, pretty much over a decade of doing it. And I still struggle with it today. It is part of the mental illness. I actually knew, this is not a fact, I'm not exaggerating, I'm not even shitting you. Like, people think I exaggerate this story. I'm not. I'm telling you this 100%, okay? So when I tell you, okay, let me start off one thing. So, in my senior year, I went help, and I spent 2 months. Sorry, I thought someone knocked on my door. I spent 2 months in a mental institution, a mental hospital, behavioral health center, whatever you want to call it. I was in the loony bin, psych ward, whatever. Everybody calls it something else. Psychiatrist's office. I don't, whatever you want to call it. I was in a behavioral health center, which was basically, I was not allowed to leave. If you would put it all into a square, 50 by 50 foot room, basically. I mean, like, there was one room, it was about 20 by 20, and then there was another one that was about 10 by 15, and then there was a cafeteria that was about 15 by 30, maybe, feet-wise, yeah, big. And then our bedrooms we shared a room that was about 10 by 10. And there was a small hallway that was probably about 30 feet, 50 feet long for the bedrooms where they were at. That's it. Literally, I was confined to one bedroom, a hallway, one living room, one, like, rec room, like, with a television or whatever, group room, and a cafeteria for 2 months, trapped with 30 other girls and about 10 guys. But they kept the genders separate, but the guys would pass us in the hallways and stuff, going from room to room. While I was there, I talked with a lot of different people, and ever since I got out, I've spoken with more than one psychiatrist, more than one doctor, more than one professional, and I've gotten prescribed probably over about 15 different types of pills. Not all at once. I mean, when I got out of the mental health facility, I was taking probably about 10 pills a day, 5 in the morning, 5 at night, almost. So 2 of them were as needed, so, like, if I had panic attacks, but, I mean, I had panic attacks every day, so I was still taking them every day. Yeah. and that turned me into a zombie. But that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother can of worms. We'll get into that later. But yeah, while I was in the behavioral health facility, I met a girl who also had issues like I did, and she would self-harm herself. She would cut herself just like I did. And she explained this to me, and she was actually 2 years younger than me. I think at the time we met, she was only 15. She has been addicted to heroin since she was 12 years old. And this is all true, by the way, because she's been in this facility more than once. One of the counselors knew her very well. I actually met with her. We became very good friends, and we hung out outside after we both got out a couple of times. So, like, this isn't just like, oh, I just met this crazy person in the loony bin, and this is the story they told me. Like, no, there were facts to back it up. I've witnessed things myself, and I knew people who knew her. So, like I said, this is not an exaggeration. This is not some crazy person telling me some made-up story. She told me, basically, quitting heroin was so much easier than it was for her to stop cutting herself. That's how bad mental illness can take a hold of somebody's brain and behavior and choices. And it sucks. And anybody who knows what I'm talking about will understand. And anybody who doesn't, I'm sorry, but you may never fully understand what anybody with a mental illness is talking about, because you can't put yourself in their shoes. And that's okay. That is okay. You don't have to understand everything. But don't judge people and react to them and treat them a certain way because of their problems in life. I mean, shit, you might not have mental illness, but you got drama, you got problems in your life, you got money, you got food, you got a roof over your head. I mean, shit, you got family, you got friends. Like, everybody has problems. Did your car just break down? I mean, shit. Did you just get robbed the other day? Fuck. I mean, did someone pass away? Everybody has problems. Something bad always happens. And the problem with, not the problem with the struggle with mental illness is a lot of the times that you don't think it'll ever change. Like, you truly believe you will feel like this forever. There will never be one instance in your life where you will not feel like complete and total garbage and hate every aspect of yourself in your life. For no reason. I mean, in my case, like I said, my issues, I guess, stem from genetics, actually, and extreme trauma when I was very young. Like, very young. So, which, like I said, is a whole nother can. This is going to be a very long video, guys, so haha, buckle it up. We're going to take it outside in a minute once I take this dab. I'm going to try to vape some CBD oil to help calm me down with my anxiety, because it's off the charts right now. My anxiety right now is off the charts. I can barely stay focused on what I want to talk about. It's that bad. Because there's just so much. There's just so much. Like, I try to keep this, like, oh, look at me. I'm so bubbly and happy all the time. And I'm not. So I figured, why, if I don't lie to anybody else in my life about how I feel anymore, I used to do it all the time, why would I lie to you guys? So if I'm having a shitty day, I might as well say, I'm having a shitty fucking day. And here's why. And it's because my anxiety is off the fucking charts. I can't seem to get a hold of it. I don't have enough of my medicine to completely medicate me to the point I want to be, which is completely fucking lit. But I don't have that much shit. I have to wait until payday tomorrow because I went a little ham and smoked a little too much a couple nights, which is fine. I mean, shit happens. You know, you have fun with your friends, and you get high, and you start smoking a little too much. You know. But, yeah, so I guess where should I pick up? So, yeah, self-harm, a lot of people say, is like, oh, you know, you're stupid, you're a fucking idiot, like, why would you do that to yourself? And let me put it to you this way, from someone who has struggled with it for over a decade, self-harm isn't about hating your life, it's hating yourself. Well, at least in my opinion, and in my case, it was because, one, okay, so let me put it to you this way. The reason it started was because I actually had a psychiatric breakdown to where, literally, like, when you say someone snapped, I swear I keep hearing someone knock on my door. No, nobody's knocking on my door. So when you say someone snapped, like, I mean, I snapped. Like, I was no longer here. Like, I was in my head. Like, I was somewhere else. Like, I was zoned out at the wall. I wasn't here. Zombie. Like, I was a zombie. I was completely gone. Like, you know what happens when you get a lobotomy, like, back in the day? Like, I don't think it's the same today. I don't think you're a zombie when you get a lobotomy nowadays. I think it's just you're less aggressive. But back in the day, it would basically, like, I mean, full on gone. Like, completely, there's nothing in there anymore. Your brain is empty. Like, there's nothing going on. It was kind of like that. Like, in reality, I was gone. But in my head, I was doing something else. Like, I don't want to say I was hallucinating, because I wasn't hallucinating. It was, okay, so put it to you this way. Imagine watching your life, like everything you're looking at right now. Imagine watching it on a TV screen. It's kind of how I felt. I was watching my life go by. And I couldn't speak. Like, it's hard to explain, because, like, I could speak. I would respond to people. Like, what? Like, someone would be like, hey, Jess, or whatever, and I'd be like, what? But I wouldn't look at them. I'd be, what? Staring wherever I am. Or I'd respond to simple questions. If you asked me something too complicated, I'd act like you never said anything and I didn't hear it. I'm talking too much and I miss my dab again. Like, it's so weird. But basically, yeah, I had a mental breakdown. And I snapped. And there would be a point to where I did not know if I was awake or if I was, like, dreaming or in that weird state, because I couldn't tell reality apart from my dreams when I slept or my psychiatric break. Like, I could not tell the difference between real and not real. And the only thing, since I've been a child, like literally 5 years old, the earliest dreams I can remember, and I have very vivid dreams sometimes, and I remember dreams I had since when I was 5. So I don't bleed in my dreams. Like, I don't bleed. Like, if I get shot, stabbed, run over by a car, which has happened in my dreams, okay? I've gotten shot up by a Tommy gun. I've gotten run over by a car. I've gotten in a car accident and flown through the windshield. I've gotten stabbed. I've gotten brutally murdered. I've gotten thrown off a cliff, like, in my dreams. Like, I've had some terrifying dreams. I've had great dreams, don't get me wrong. They're not all nightmares. But through my life, I've had some fucked up dreams where I've gotten killed, hurt, but every time, like, I don't bleed. Like, when I got shot up with a Tommy gun in my dream when I was 5, I don't even know how I knew what a Tommy gun was when I was 5. Maybe I saw it on TV. I don't know. But the guy shot me the fuck up. I didn't bleed. And I'm literally looking at myself in my dream with holes in me, but no blood, not a drop. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm dead. And I fall over and wake up. And when I got hit by the car, like, my elbow was fucking, I could see my bone in my dream, but no, not a drop of blood. On the car, on the floor, on me. It was like, everything was normal in life, except I just didn't bleed. It was really weird. So when I started getting reality and my mental breakdowns and my dreams all confused, the only way I could 100% know for a fact where I was is if I bled or not. So that's honestly the truth on how I started cutting myself and the self-harm. After that, whereas my mental illness grew worse and worse, being untreated and locked away inside of me that nobody even knew about for for almost a decade. It just got worse. It turned into I hated myself to the point to where I didn't want to kill myself because I didn't want to live anymore. It was like, I hate you so much, I want to kill you. Like, I didn't like myself to the point to where I would murder myself. It wasn't suicide, I was murdering myself because I didn't like myself. It was rage, it was anger, it was fear. It was not sadness and depression and, oh, I hate my life, which is a very valid reason. I mean, a lot of people do commit suicide and have suicidal thoughts for that. I'm just saying that was not my personal fuel for my attempts, because I'm not going to lie, I've attempted suicide. I'm still here, though, thank God. And if anybody is ever having these problems, like having these thoughts, I did the wrong thing. I did not get help. I chose to bottle it up inside and keep trying no matter how many times I failed. And thank God every time was unsuccessful, because now I realize that that would have been the stupidest thing I could have ever done. I would have missed out on so much I've experienced in 3 years since the last time I've attempted. I've achieved and I've seen and I've done so many things I never thought I was ever going to be able to do in my entire life. Even in my dreams, like, the things I wanted to do, I never even, like, thought of doing these things that I'm doing now. I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, when you decide that your life is not worth it, and that it's over, or that you're not worth it, or you don't deserve it, which is what I did, you're giving up on yourself and everything you could do and could be. And I urge you, if you are struggling with these things like I have to, please go get help. Call a suicide hotline, which will be down below. It will be linked. The number will be there. Call somebody, talk to somebody. Even if you don't want to do it to a stranger, talk to somebody you trust. Fuck, get on the internet and talk to somebody like me. Because, like, I will listen to you. You can tell me anything. I'm not even shitting you. Message me on one of my social medias. And if you just straight up, if you're not, like, creepy about it, be like, hey, and don't give me any aspect of why you're talking to me, I'm probably not going to answer you. But if you literally say, hey, I know you don't know me, but I'm having this problem and I really need someone to talk to, or I really need some advice, I will not hesitate to drop everything I am doing just to read everything you said and to answer you. Because that is the most important thing to me, is that making sure that people think their lives are worth it, because I was in your shoes once. I hated myself to the point to where I would rather watch myself die and be happier knowing that I am not around anymore, because I thought I was such a shitty person. I thought I was truly just evil and didn't deserve to live because of what other people told me. Not because of the things I did, not because of the things I said. It had nothing to do with me as a person, and had everything to do with what other people told me and how they thought of me. And so guess what? I don't know why today, I mean, to think that someone else's opinion of you is true is fucking ridiculous, because they can never walk in your shoes. They will never know what you're experiencing. So for them to say, you know, oh, you're a fucking asshole for doing that, how do they know why you really did it? Maybe if they knew why you really did it, you wouldn't be an asshole anymore. Like, for real. Like, if someone walks up to me and my boyfriend, and I just slap the shit out of him, and they're like, oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I go, oh, well, he cheated on me. I mean, I'm not saying go slap your boyfriend if he cheats on you. I don't think physical violence is appropriate, but I'm just saying, like, you'd think twice to being angry at me for hitting him, and think twice about why I chose to do what I did. And not saying what I did was right. What I did was still wrong. But for you to sit there and attack somebody else for making a mistake, when you have no idea what they're going through is fucked. And you know it is. Because how would you feel if you turned around and you did something really stupid, and it doesn't even matter how long ago it was, especially if it was years ago. If someone holds something you did in your past today, that's fucked. Because you're not the same person as you are. You learned from that lesson, whether it was a good or bad one, it doesn't matter. You've learned something. You're still not the same. Whether you're worse or better, you're still not the same. You cannot be held accountable for what you've done in your past, especially when these people weren't around or involved. They can't, no. Because like I said, they don't know why you did what you did. They don't know you. Only you know you, so you're the only one who judge you. And if you choose to judge yourself harshly, you'll spend the rest of your life seeing yourself that way. And that's not good. That's not good. You want to spend the rest of your life being happy and enjoying your life. Okay, and I'm going to stop fucking talking for oh my God, guys, I am so sorry. Oh my God, this video went 20 minutes before I smoked some weed. I really do apologize for this, but this is something I'm extremely passionate about, and I feel like it's more important than smoking weed. I'm sorry. So if you're here for the weed, this might not be the video for you. Come back tomorrow. I'll have an actual weed video up. But today, I am having a rough day, and I need to get some things off my chest. And I have just some things I want to share with people so they know they are not alone. And it's okay. Cheers. A little cold. For a keef dab. There we go. You know what? I think I might do one more before I go outside. Because like I said, I kind of fucked that one up. Alright, now. You're probably wondering, like, alright, cool. We get it. You know, you have your problems, but how do we know you understand, like, what I'm going through? And, you know, like, what if you don't have the same mental illness as I have and stuff like that? And I'm not saying that I do and that I completely understand and I know exactly how you feel and, like, all that jazz. But I am going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you what the collection and years of psychiatrists and therapists and experts and all the money I've spent and all the drugs I've been prescribed, what it was all for and what they all said. So let me put it to you. There's a list. It is a list. If you think you're crazy, okay, come look at me. I am one fucked up individual. All right? All right. So let's put it to this. First of all, for the first thing they told me is, oh, you're depressed. Is that okay? I guess that makes sense. The second thing they told me is you have anxiety, like severe. Like a lot of the psychiatrists I saw, and I've seen literally more than this. Okay, I can count. I have I can count them on two hands. Most of them have told me I have the worst anxiety they've ever seen. Like one thought in my head will spiral me into a panic attack so bad I can't breathe and I'll pass out and almost die. It can get really bad. My fear is my biggest struggle. And I'd say anxiety is my biggest struggle out of all the other things I'm going to list, and I'll get into that in a second. Let me finish my list before I get distracted. Okay. So yeah, we've got depression, we've got anxiety. It kind of ties in with this, but it is still different. I'm not going to explain it. You can look it up if you want a video of me explaining each mental illness and the difference between them and the ones I have. I can do that, but just like comment or like it or something like that so I know. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume you guys know the basics. But paranoia. Anxiety and paranoia are very similar. But anxiety is more of, the simplest way I can explain it is you're afraid of what is going to happen in the future. So, like, you're, oh my God, I'm going to fail this test, or I can't pass, or I did not study, so I'm going to fail. Like, anxiety comes from, what is expected to happen. The fear of the future is basically anxiety. Paranoia is, it's already happening. Like, it's happening right now. There are cameras in my walls, and, like, that's usually the paranoia you hear. But no, my paranoia was more of, like, people hate me, or they don't like me, or, I don't know how to explain it. Because it wasn't like, oh, there's like, I wasn't afraid, like, paranoid that the government was watching me. I was more of paranoid that, like, every person I came into contact with automatically hated me. Like, there was nothing I could do. No one was gonna like me. Everyone didn't want to be near me. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you call it paranoia, but that's the basic term the one psychiatrist put it was, it's paranoia. You're paranoid. Extremely paranoid. And I am. Not only about the future, which causes anxiety, but yeah, like, my paranoia will kick off my anxiety. Because I'll be like, oh, I'll meet somebody and be like, oh, they don't like me. My paranoia. They don't like me. They hate me. This sucks. Now, guess what? Anxiety. They're never going to like you. They're never going to call you. You're never going to have a friend. You're going to be alone for the rest of your life. You're going to die alone. And then I start thinking about death, and then it freaks me out, because it really does. I don't know how it doesn't freak anybody else out. I'm sorry if I'm talking about this, but that immediately, it sends me into a spiral of anxiety that I cannot control. And yeah. So that's how that kind of ties in. I've also been told that I have SAD disorder, which kind of incorporates with depression, which is seasonal affective disorder or something like that. It's basically where the seasons can actually affect my mood. So, like, in winters, I tend to be more depressed, actually. And, like, rainy weather actually can even... actually, I like the rain, so it wouldn't count for me, but some people can even be affected by day-to-day weather and their moods, which is really weird. And I don't know if that'd be considered that a mental illness, or if that's just, like, being in touch with the world around you. I don't know. I don't classify that as a mental illness, because I don't get depressed in the winter because it's snowing. I get depressed because I hate the holidays. And that just happens to be in the winter. If Christmas was in July, I would hate July. It doesn't matter that it's snowing and cold. Like, I get seasonal affective disorder. I'm not saying it's not real. I just don't know if that's my personal thing. That's one of the things I'd argue with. I'm not sure. But like I said, it's on the list from professionals. I shouldn't use air quotes. They all actually have degrees. They're all professionals. Psychiatry is a lot of guesswork, and my opinion on it isn't... I don't have a lot of faith in it. Like, I agree with some of it. But like I said, a lot of it's guesswork. Like, I've seen so many different people, and I guarantee you, like, I have this list of general things. But each and every psychiatrist or therapist that I have seen has given me some sort of variation. As in, like, one psychiatrist told me I had bipolar disorder, which is another one. There you go. And actually, bipolar 1 and bipolar 2. There are more than one types of bipolar disorder, and they are very, very different, and I happen to have 2 of them. It doesn't surprise me since my father has both of them, so it's one of the things I got genetically, and it also probably trauma in my life, you know, whatever. That's what, like I said, experts say. Psychiatry is a lot of guesswork. There's no 100% official way for anybody to know exactly what's wrong with you. It's just, like, they'd have to literally cut open your brain and examine, like, your fluid levels and the pieces. They can't do all of that with x-rays and MRIs and stuff like that. I certainly never once got an MRI or an x-ray anytime I went to go see a psychiatrist. So it's not like they're actually looking inside your brain. They're literally listening to what you have to say and just, like, think about it for a second, look at a book of generalized options and say, this is what you have. I shit you not. I had a psychiatrist pull out a book, have me read from it and say, how many of those 8 things do you struggle with? And I said, 7. Sometimes the 8th one, but not very often, actually. And he was like, well, then that's what you have. And I looked at him and I'm like, okay, But you do know another psychiatrist told me I don't have it because of the fact, I've been told that I don't have depression problems. Like, I'm not depressed because I had a job, I had a boyfriend, and I went to school and I had friends. So because I was actually social, I had a job and I had friends and I had a boyfriend and I got decent grades in school, I was not depressed. I wasn't bottling everything up inside and pretending everything was okay and dying inside slowly because I was extremely depressed and pretending like nothing bothered me for almost 10 years. As an adolescent in middle school is when it started. Like I've had issues when I was little. Like I said, I've had extreme trauma when I was very young. I've had issues all my life, but they didn't become like severe and start affecting me in my life and other people in my life until about middle school, about 6th grade. It was 2006. Like, could you imagine a 6th grader wanting to kill themselves? Is not usually how people view 6th graders, right? So when a 6th grader acts happy, no one thinks that they are hiding anything. Because they're a 6th grader. They're a child. They're supposed to be happy. There's nothing out of the ordinary. So it was very easy for me to hide it. And I'm sure it's very easy for many other children in the world to hide it as well. So, like I said, it's just something that no one can really tell you 100% what you have. Like, he flat out told me I'm not depressed because I seem happy. I can function in a normal life, but that means I'm not depressed. And then I had another psychiatrist, like I said, the guy who gave me the book, tell me, oh, you're not bipolar. You have borderline personality disorder, which I'm still not even 100% sure what that really is. I'm not sure if that means I'm borderline, like, schizophrenic or multiple personalities or borderline identity. Like, he didn't explain it to me. He literally gave me a book that had one paragraph on the subject. It was literally like a Psychiatrist for Dummies book. I don't know if it was that brand, but it was literally was outlines. Like, if you've ever read an Anything for Dummies book, it is set in bullet points and paragraphs. It's not an actual, like, book. Like, you read a chapter and, you read chapters, but they're set up literally like groups of bullet points. They're not like paragraphs and paragraphs and pages of just words 100% through. It's like bullet points, and it helps. Honestly, it works. It helps me understand things better. I'm glad they do it that way, but still. At that point, I literally diagnosed myself. I paid a psychiatrist to have me diagnose myself, when I could have spent 1/5 of the money and bought a book. And then they proceed to prescribe medication for these illnesses they say I have. Oh, I didn't even finish my list. See, this is what I'm talking about. What did I say? We said depression, SAD, said anxiety, paranoia, 2 bipolars, borderline personality disorder. Oh, and because of my mental break, I think it's called, like, psychosis or some shit like that. Like, literally when you're, like, gone, you're not there anymore. Like you're conscious, but you're not conscious. If you know what I'm talking about. The last one is, one of the first things that, like, alerted my mental illness to everyone around me, because it's kind of really fucking weird when people start acting like that, right? Especially out of nowhere when they seem completely fine all their life. And then, yeah, but when I snapped back into it, I would just play it off like nothing happened. They'd be like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine, I'm just tired, and I don't know, I guess people believed me or whatever. Not everybody did, I guess, but most people did, so it wasn't until I realized it was a problem that, I needed to get help. And I did. And if I didn't do that, I probably wouldn't be here right now. So, like I said, if you have these issues, or you have issues similar or in any way feel like I have or do feel sometimes still today, like today, I am having a real struggle with my anxiety and my paranoia and honestly my fucking rage. I am furious right now. I'm fucking pissed. And the old me, when it came to depression, I held it in. But when it came to rage, I let that shit go. A lot of fights. Lot of fights. I was very small as a child, so I got picked on and bullied and actually beat up a couple of times just for the fact that I was smaller. So when I was able to fight back, I did. And there was this one time I got my ass kicked. And, well, they literally came after me. I was passing them in the park, I guess, trying to go to my friend's house, and they thought it'd be cool to beat me up because I was smaller than them. And then I saw them a week later, and I jumped literally out of a moving car in 8th grade. Okay, 8th grade, you're jumping out of a moving car, running down the street, and tackling and pummeling 2 people randomly in the street. And the only reason I was able to do it is because I caught them by surprise jumping out of a speeding car. So, I mean, we weren't going that fast, obviously, if I was able to jump out. We were in a residential area. It was only like 25, 30 miles an hour, but still, that's not easy to do. I almost had to tuck and roll. If there wasn't grass, if I wasn't able to run onto grass, I would have fucked myself up. That's for sure. But I got onto the grass pretty quickly, in between the sidewalk and the road, and I kind of ran on there and got my footing and slowed down, and then sped back up and tackled the bitches. So, yeah, that's just one example. Like, I let the rage fly. And now that, I'm kind of the opposite. Like, when it comes to the emotional stuff that have done a lot of damage to me in my life, I tend to let that out. I tend to talk, and a lot, as you can tell, it's been almost 40 minutes of this video. I let it out. When I talk about things, I talk about things. I do not hold back when it comes to my emotions and my feelings and my opinions anymore because I know they matter. Whether it doesn't matter to anybody else in the fucking world, I don't care if not a single person who watches this, I don't care if every person on the planet watches this video and nobody gives a shit. I don't care. Because this was for me to get what I wanted to say off my chest. And for some reason, I feel crazy talking to a wall, so I'd rather talk to a camera because I guess knowing someone will watch it makes me less crazy. I don't know, but it's what makes me comfortable. So that's what I'm saying. Whatever makes you comfortable to get what you need out, do it. I mean, some people don't even talk. Literally, I know people who go to the gym and work it out. I know people who punch. I used to, when I was in the mental health facility, I used to punch my fucking mattress. I'd put it up against the wall and literally I'd beat the shit out of my mattress like for an hour, 2 hours. I've had counselors come in and tell me, like, literally force me to leave and stop because, like, I would do it for hours. I was just so angry. I was so angry. So angry. Anyway. But it works for other emotions too. Some people draw or sing or write or they run. Some people just run. That was actually a really great thing for me. When I was younger, when I was in middle school, if I got upset and I didn't know how to process it, I would just start running. Like, I would just take off down the street jogging. Like, and most of the time I started off really fast. Just because like I said, the anxiety kicks in and the fear kicks in, and it's literally like, even though I have nothing to be afraid of, I have no reason to be afraid. I'm in fight or flight mode. I am terrified for my life. Like, it is going to end if I don't do something. So since there's literally nothing for me to physically fight, since it's in my head, I run. I flight. I pick flight. I run. I book it. I start running. And when I can't breathe anymore, I stop, I catch my breath, and I keep going. And I keep going. And I keep going until I can stop and stand still and think, I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. And I actually mean it. If that thought pops back into my head, I'm running again. I might be running back home, but I'm running. Because running, for some reason, helps me process it and get, I don't know. For me, it just moving faster and running and getting the energy that I feel inside, because literally when I get anxiety, I start shaking. Like, my entire body is in tremors. I look like I'm having a seizure in some of my worst panic attacks I've ever had. And I won't breathe. I can't breathe because I also have asthma, which is made it hard for me as I got into high school, which is when I developed it. Because it's exercise induced asthma. The more I run, the worse I can't breathe. So when I couldn't run it off anymore, I literally just had to bottle it up and bottle it up and bottle it up and bottle it up and hope I didn't explode. And a lot of times I thought I was going to die. Just from the feeling that I had. Like, I felt physical pain and from fear. From nothing. That didn't exist. Mental illness is real, and when you experience it or even watch someone experience it and go through it and process it, it opens your eyes to a whole another way to see people as people and as human beings, and as, like, everybody has feelings. Okay, everybody shits is another good one. Like, literally think about it. Every living thing that eats organic matter. I don't know if that includes plants, but they shit, okay? They shit. They take a shit. Everything takes a shit. Everyone, every human being on earth shits. No one can tell you they don't. No one can tell you don't. I don't care if, okay, and some people would say, well, what if you've got a colostomy bag? That still counts because you're expelling poop from your body, okay? So, you're still taking a shit. It's just not the same way as everybody else, is my point. Just because shit. Some people might be taking a shit backwards on the toilet, sitting on the wrong side. Shit, that's like a little table. I've seen comedians talk about it, but it's a smart idea if the bowl's shaped right. To be honest, fuck it. I'd rather sit that way than face the wall and want to kill myself. But, I'm getting so off track talking about toilets. But, everybody has feelings. Everybody bleeds. Everybody shits. Like, everybody has problems. Everybody has drama. Literally, whether you have what is classified as a mental illness or not, everybody gets upset. Everybody gets sad or depressed or angry or jealous. It's just something, it's what makes us human. It's what makes us people and individuals to have such different opinions on the same thing. Like, think about it. When an animal looks at meat, what do they think? Food. When a human looks at meat, what do they think? Some people think food. Some people think ew. Some people think vegetarian. No, that's wrong. Okay? Some people think scientifically, oh, that's I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm baked right now. So but you see what I mean? Everybody, we're all the same, but we're different. We are all united by many things, but it's what makes us individuals that makes our species unique. Like, think about it. No one, not one person in any point in time, since the very first human being and to the very last human being in the entire span of time, until the universe fucking explodes or disappears or whatever the fuck it's supposed to do, okay? No one, not one other person, is ever going to experience life the exact same way you did. No one is ever going to see life through your eyes again. No one is ever going to be composed of the same DNA as you are. Think about it. We're all human beings. We are all carbon-based life forms. We all live on Earth. We are all douchebags. We're all stuck-up bitches. And we all hate each other. But we all love each other at the same time. It's very confusing, but think about it. No one is ever going to be like you. There will never be anyone like you. And there was never anyone ever like you. Every single person is unique in every single way. It doesn't matter if we all look the same or if we all feel the same. No one's going to be doing the same thing at the same time, at the same exact second, looking at the same thing at the same time, at the same exact second for all of time. No, think about it. Your life, like, play it like a movie. Like, your life is a movie and no one can recreate it because your eyes are the camera and no one is ever going to walk every single step in your shoes. Even if they choose to make the same decisions as you, eventually it'll branch off. I don't care if you're an identical twin. They're not going to live the same exact life as you. They may share DNA, and that's only because you guys, you know, came from the same DNA. That's not like someone else being born 100 years later with your DNA. Just saying. Genetically, they would have parts of your DNA, but not be 100% your DNA. Right? Am I right? I might be wrong on that. But you know what? Oh my god, I'm talking about shit that doesn't matter, right? Okay, you know what? I said I was going to go outside. I don't think I'm going to go outside. I think we're going to go outside and talk TV and not talk about this. I think I'm going to talk about something else. But I'm glad I talked about this here because I want everybody to know that they are not alone. It is okay. Things do get better. And even if you may not have the same exact issues as I do, no matter what you're going through, no matter what it is, no matter how hard it may seem, I promise you, no matter what happens at the end of the day, you're living a unique life. And you should enjoy every second of it because it's never going to be seen in that way again. And like I said, everybody feels, everybody poops, everybody bleeds, and everybody dies. It's something that we all go through. It's a cycle. So when you look at life as a whole, and your life, I'm not talking about everybody's life, I'm talking about your life as a whole, you get to see that, especially if you're someone who's my age, I'm only 24, almost 24. My birthday's in like 2 months. But I've only lived like this much of my life. If I get to live a long and happy life and live to be almost 100. You know what I mean? So really, I have a lot of time that I don't want to waste. So this is what I did one day. I don't even know when this was, but just one day, literally, it just snapped. I in my head that like I was just like, I kind of want to see this through. I may hate myself and think I'm a shitty person. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like myself as a person. I'm a bitch, okay, and I'm an asshole. I mean, I guess this could be the same thing, but okay, I'm rude, I'm arrogant, I'm self-centered. But like I do have good qualities. Like I am actually very generous, and I am very loyal, and I'm very nice. But like I said, I have bad qualities. I'm a bitch, self-centered, rude and arrogant, you know, angry, very, very rage-worthy, and crazy. Like I said, and we've been talking about before, technically, my brain doesn't work the same way as everybody else, so the way I react to things seems crazy to a lot of people, but that's what happens. You know, that's just what happens in life. That's how it works. So it's just like, I don't like calling it mental illness because I don't believe it's mental illness. I just believe everybody has a different way of processing things. It may not be right, but instead of saying, oh, you know what, you're sick, you need to be fixed, say, you know what, you made a mistake. Let's show you how to do it the right way without drugging you up on all these medicines and all these pills and, you know, shoving it down your throat that you're fucked up and, you know, this is the only thing that can fix you because, you know, you can't work on yourself and do it yourself and you can't work on yourself and I just repeated myself. Sorry, I'm a little high. But you get my point. Like I said, I still struggle with everything today. I don't take medication anymore. I chose to stop after a couple years. I went back on them for a while, but then, like I said, they made me feel like a zombie. I didn't like it. That's a whole nother can of worms. If you're interested, let me know. I might make another video about that. But it's actually why I lean more towards cannabis for medical reasons instead of just to escape the world and not, like, I used, at first, when I first started smoking when I was younger, I used it as, like, I don't give a fuck kind of a pill. Like, what is it called? A chill pill, I guess? Like, when I was fucking, it was just all the time. Like, because I was angry all the time. I was sad all the time. I was just, like, I don't know. I don't want to say unhappy because it's kind of hard to explain. I felt a lot. Like, a lot. And it was very negative. Very negative. Which wasn't good. All the time. Like, it was constant. Like, it never went away. Not once. For years. Until I learned how to make it go away. Who the fuck? No. I keep thinking someone's knocking on my door. They're not. Sorry. Fuck, what was I talking about? That keeps happening to me. I hear knocking, and I think it's someone on my door, and it's not, and then I get distracted. Oh, my one was gone. Fuck. It's slowly slipping away the more I try to think about it. I guess I gotta stop thinking about it then. That's how it works, right? You stop thinking about it, it pops back into your head. Anyway, so, yeah. So I was very upset when I was younger, and I didn't process it right. What was I talking about? Oh, fuck. You know what? Shit. Alright. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna move on. I apologize. I really do. Fuck. This is stoner problems. Fuck. You know what? Speaking of stoner problems. This is the answer. I remember what I was talking about. And it's all thanks to this. See? And this is what I was talking about. Reason I switched this to medicating and instead of just using it to, like, not give a fuck about how much I hated everything and hated myself and wanted to basically die. I used it to start medicating, controlling my fear so my anxiety didn't take control of me and almost kill me. To take control, and once I took control of the fear, it was very easy to take control of the depression. Because once I wasn't afraid anymore, it was hard to be sad. So, then I also started using it for the physical pain. Because, like I said, I've been so fucked up that, like, not off of drugs, like, literally, like, my brain's been so twisted, my mind's been so fucking confused and ass backwards that I felt physical pain from all the fear and the anger and the anxiety and the sadness and the hatred that I felt. It literally turned into a constant physical ache that didn't necessarily was like, oh, it wasn't like a belly ache or like people say, oh, my heart aches. Like literally for some reason, like I could feel it in my soul. I could feel them as chains just weighing me down constantly, like physically, like my body felt heavy. Every time I moved, it felt like it just ached. Like I was just like the Tin Man before he got oiled in The Wizard of Oz, like without the noise, but like it was a struggle. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's like it can really take over. And if you don't know what's going on, like I didn't, I was too young to understand what I was feeling. I just thought I was going through puberty, I guess. I don't know. No one really explained puberty to me, to be honest. I figured that shit out mostly for myself. Like, there was things, like, they taught me the basics, but I'm not gonna lie. There are a lot of things I learned myself. Which there's no problem with that. I mean, honestly, I learned better through experience, but sometimes it's nice to know that, you know, what you're feeling is normal and it's okay, and then to be told how to process it when you're younger so you can understand and get your practice in early. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't verbally express my feelings when I was younger. My mother told me I was a very independent child. Like, literally, like, as soon as I could start walking and talking, like, I got it, mommy. I'd say I was thirsty and I just needed a cup, and I'd go into the fridge and I'd pull the drink out that I wanted, and I'd try to pour it, but you know, I can't really pick up a gallon of milk at 3 years old. I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like, I was very independent. Like, when I got into pull-ups, I changed myself. My mom didn't change my pull-ups and shit. Once I figured out how this shit worked, like the diaper-wise, and, like, I apparently I did it myself. I was very independent. Like, I wasn't, when I fell down, I didn't need mommy to kiss my boo-boos all the time. Like, shit. And I don't know this. I didn't know this. My mom told me some of this stuff. She was like, you were very independent as a child. You know, you didn't really need my help for a lot of things. Like, you like to do things on your own. And, yeah, and I was just like, interesting. So, like, I never, and when I start remembering as far back as I can, I never really, like, expressed feelings like anger or fear or, sadness. I mean, like, I did. Like, I cried. I got angry. But, like, when I got bullied, when I was in elementary school, like, I mean, first grade. First day of school, I started getting bullied. On the bus. Yeah. By the girl sitting next to me in our assigned seats. Which I had for 5 years. I think she ended up moving, though. But, I mean, I had the same seat. But that's besides the point. Yeah, so, like, I never told anybody that I was getting bullied. Like, I never went home and was like, Mom, this girl picked on me. I don't know why. I really don't. Like, I don't know why. Like, there was this one day, this girl was, like, she was really ripping into me. She was doing a whole bunch of shit. She's actually younger than me, which is the fucked up part. But the last straw for me was that she poured Windex. She took Windex out of the cleaning closet at daycare because my mom worked very early and very late. She couldn't pick us up straight from school. So we went to basically a daycare, and then we'd go to get on the bus there when it was time for school, and then we get dropped off there, and our mom would come pick us up after she was done work. And she took the fucking, like, Windex or bleach or cleaning products, and she literally opened my backpack and dumped the whole fucking bottle, like, in every pocket, all down the front. Just like, she soaked it. She ruined every textbook. She ruined every folder, every piece of paper, every notebook. She destroyed everything I had. And nobody did shit because they couldn't prove it was her. But, like, she's been the one that's been, you know, pushing me all day, calling me names all day, laughing at me all day. I mean, she pushed me off a swing and pushed my head in the dirt. You didn't see anything then, but I guess not. Whatever. And like I said, I guess I wasn't a snitch. I don't know, I just took it. I mean, like, I didn't take it. Like, I fight back, but, you know, it's just... Kids are very persistent, so, like, I'd fight back and I'd get her off of me, but literally 20 minutes later, there she is again, surprise attack, blah, 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 or dumping shit down my bleach, or, you know, talking shit. And, like, as kids are evil. Like, if you watch kids as an adult, if you don't remember getting bullied, if you were never bullied as a kid, I am so thankful for you, because I pray no one ever gets bullied, because it's horrible and it's horrifying and it sucks. But yeah. Anyway, like, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I am very happy for you, and I implore that you watch out for things like this, because I believe there are people who can't stand up for themselves. Like, there was a long time I couldn't physically stand up for myself, and I was too afraid and too upset, and I was crybaby. I cried too much because they hurt my feelings. I didn't get a chance to say anything, and then by the time I know it, everybody's laughing at me because they're still making fun of me, and I want to cry more, and I'm crying so much I can't speak. So it's like, it's not like I'm crying. Like, yeah, I'm crying. What you said hurt, but, like, what I want to say to you is, like, I'm gonna fuck you up. But, like, I'm also too small to physically do it. So what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna sit there and cry. For now, I waited. That's what I did. I waited until I got big enough to kick ass, and that's all I did. And that's not the right thing to do. It's really not. Don't do that. Don't resort to violence. What you need to do is you need to just fucking literally, like, cry. If you want to cry, cry. And if they call you a crybaby, fuck them. But what you need to do is you need to go home and you need to look in the mirror and you say, guess what? They may not like me, but that doesn't matter. Because I like me. And eventually, someone else will like me too. Because think about it. How many people are on the planet? Over 7 billion. There's bound to be at least one person who likes you. Like, even the shittiest people have friends. Like, serial killers have friends. So just because you don't have friends now doesn't mean you won't have friends eventually. And sometimes maybe it's best that you don't have any friends because maybe you need to do some soul searching and work on yourself. And I'm not saying like, oh, you need to work on yourself, girl, fuck you. No, like everybody has problems. Everybody has inner demons. Everybody's got things they need to deal with. Like that's what I was saying earlier. It's part of being human. So maybe you just need to take some time to yourself and work on all these feelings. So if you're feeling abandoned and like you have nobody to turn to or nobody to talk to, like I did when I was younger, which is why I bottled everything up and I just lied to everybody, because even they'd ask me, oh yeah, what's wrong? But like even if I would, like, I don't know, I felt like even if I started talking to people to tell them what's wrong, they didn't truly understand. So what was the point of me telling anybody? And it doesn't matter. They might not understand, but sometimes just saying it makes you feel a whole lot better, and trust me. So which is why I urge you, if you ever have problems with suicidal thoughts, even self-harm, or just like depression, like you don't even have to be, oh, I want to kill myself. If you're upset, you need someone to talk to, you can come to me. And if you are feeling suicidal and you don't want to call a hotline, which is linked below, so if you know somebody who is having problems, you can give them this number so they can have somebody to talk to, or offer them help yourself. I know you may not understand and it may be confusing to you, and what they have to say may even make you angry, because I've had people yell at me for what I have to say. So just don't yell. Don't yell at them. Don't tell them they're wrong, because you don't know. This is how they feel. Just how no one can tell you how you feel. But it's nice to just have somebody listen to you. They may not understand. They may not ever completely understand. But if they can listen to you without judging you, it's the best thing for you. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's a fucking psychiatrist or a stranger or a family member. Okay? Anybody who is willing to put themselves aside for you can mean a whole lot. And that's coming from someone who needed it for a very long time. And now I offer it to you. So like I said, you can always come to me if you ever need anything. Or if you don't want to come to me, or if you don't want to go to family, like I said, there's a hotline. But I just, no matter what, if you're feeling upset, talk it out. And normally, and I say that as in like within a rational way, because there are some people like myself who get very passionate and upset about things quite easily and can go flying off the handle very fast. So just remember to compose yourself and make sure you're getting the right point across and no one is misunderstanding you, because words are complicated and very easy to misunderstand, and it is very easy to, in a snap, completely give the wrong idea, and now someone thinks you said something you didn't mean. You know, it happens all the time with me. All the time. I'm still struggling with it, and that's like me. I need to work on myself, okay? That's something I need to work on. One of the many things on my list I need to work on. But I'm here for y'all if you need me. And I appreciate you listening. And if you sat over an hour through this video, if you watched this video 100% all the way through, comment down below. Comment down below bear bong. Because this guy's a pipe. I gotta find his other piece and we'll smoke out of him to end this video. And if you want to go watch me smoke my vape and CBD oil to kind of tone down and jam out to some music outside, go follow me on Toke TV. Because that's what I'm doing next. And you, even if you don't watch me live, you'll be able to watch it later. So if you're done watching this, go watch that. Follow me on Instagram and all that other shit. High Ride Queen. Woo! Keep up to date on my life, man. Because I'm doing a lot of shit. My life is just getting started. As I said earlier, where's the pipe? Oh my god. Oh my god. My leg is numb. I can't feel it. It's just like, it's just sitting there like a limp dick. Oh. You know, maybe I should make my channel like 18 and older. This is not a joke. Just skip ahead until I find it. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I don't know where it's at. I know I have it. It's in my vicinity. It's in a 5-foot vicinity. I just have to find it. Problem is my room is only like 7 feet wide. So like everything's within 5 feet vicinity. Oh my god. This leg is like, ugh, it's fucking dead. Ugh. Oh my god. Oh, I got those tingly feelings, that like burning, like poking, needly sensation that you get when your leg's like asleep and then you finally start moving it and like blood all rushes to it and like, oh, it's on fire. Oh my god. What's up? It's been in the bag. I've been moving around this whole time. Like, I was looking, I thought I put it in my drawer over there where all my weed shit is, and this bag was in the drawer, and I just literally kept picking the whole bag up and, like, moving it around, and I never once looked inside the bag. There it was. Oopie-dee. Yes, I'm a fucking stoner. I can't remember where she puts her pipe. I am hungry. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Teddy bear. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry, guys. I chugged a lot of water earlier. I'm surprised I'm burping now and not earlier, though. To be honest. There we go. You know, just because we can. So a little teeny keep on top. Just a teeny bit. Literally like the teeniest bit. Teeny more. Okay. We're gonna end this video. Thanks for watching, guys. And like I said, if you watched it all the way through, comment teddy bear bong. I mean, it's not really a bong, but whatever. Teddy bear bong. Or just teddy bear. One of the two. They both count. I don't care. Oh my god, there's more. I didn't realize there was that much in here. I guess we're still smoking it since I didn't smoke a lot. This was a lot of talking today. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna set my bear on fire. Yeah, that's done. Okay. We're done with that. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Stay high. And please be kind to one another. Oh my god.